You ever had that one neighbor who acts like they own the whole street just because they're part of the HOA? Well, let me introduce you to Karen. Not her real name, obviously, but you'll soon understand why she earned the title. This is the story of how she repeatedly destroyed my mailbox, and how I built something so satisfying in revenge, she was left completely speechless. It all started after I'd been living peacefully in this HOA-managed neighborhood for about a year. Everything was fine. My lawn was always mowed, my trash bins taken out on time, and I never made any noise. Life was calm, until Karen started getting involved. She wasn't just nosy, she was obsessed with control. She'd walk around like a self-appointed sheriff, reporting anyone who had a curtain out of place or a flower pot too bright. Her favorite thing to do was write passive-aggressive notes or report violations to the HOA board, which I later found out she was president of. One morning, I found my mailbox knocked down. I thought maybe the garbage truck or a careless driver had clipped it. No big deal, I replaced it. A few weeks later, it happened again, and then again. 3 times in 2 months. It wasn't a coincidence. I started to get suspicious, so I installed a camera facing my front yard. Nothing fancy, just enough to catch whoever was messing with my stuff. What I caught on video blew my mind. Karen, on her little golf cart driving up to my mailbox in broad daylight, and intentionally ramming into it with the front wheel. She was doing it on purpose, over and over. It was like a routine for her. The footage made me furious. I gathered the evidence and filed a complaint with the HOA. Their response? We don't have enough context. Seriously. A full video of her committing petty vandalism, and they still protected her. That's when I realized the HOA was just her playground. She made the rules, broke the rules, and silenced anyone who questioned her. So I did what she never expected. I got smart. I decided I wouldn't fight her with complaints or words, I'd fight her with engineering. I carefully reviewed the HOA guidelines. They specified that mailboxes had to follow a certain visual style, but nothing about what they were made of inside. So I designed a custom mailbox. On the outside, it looked like any ordinary wooden box. But inside, I built a steel, reinforced concrete core, bolted into the ground like a monument. It was discreet, but unbreakable. Took me a weekend to build and cost me a few $100s, but I knew it would be worth it. Sure enough, just a few days later, I saw her creeping up the street on her golf cart again. Same little smirk, same lazy turn of the wheel. She lined up her attack and bam, the sound was incredible. It wasn't the soft crash of wood snapping, it was the loud clang of steel meeting plastic. Her golf cart bounced back like it hit a wall. The bumper cracked, and she just sat there, stunned, clutching the steering wheel. I stepped outside casually and asked, "Need help?" She looked at me, totally red in the face, muttered something under her breath, and sped off, well, as fast as a golf cart can go. That was the last time she touched my mailbox. But the story doesn't end there. A few days later, I got a letter from the HOA. Unauthorized mailbox modification, it said. But I was ready. I wrote back with photos, diagrams, and a complete breakdown, proving that the mailbox fully complied with their regulations in design and appearance. Nowhere did it say I couldn't reinforce it. I never heard back again. And as for Karen, she quietly stepped down as HOA president about 3 months later. Rumor has it the incident embarrassed her so much that she stopped patrolling the neighborhood altogether. She still walks her dog, but she walks a little slower now, a little less smug, and she always stays far, far away from my yard. So what's the moral of the story? Sometimes the best revenge isn't dramatic, it's thoughtful, it's silent, and it hits back only when it's hit first. I didn't scream, I didn't threaten, I just built a mailbox so solid it did all the talking for me. And now it stands tall, unbothered, untouched, and undefeated. If you like this story, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've ever dealt with a Karen of your own. Trust me, sometimes karma just needs a little concrete and steel.